There is a planet that has been shielding Earth for 4.6 billion years, taking countless bullets on our behalf. Just how many? When astronomers finished the calculations, they were left speechless. If it were to disappear, even for a single second, Earth could be bombarded by asteroids and riddled with impacts within a month. That planet is Jupiter. What's even more terrifying is a storm raging on its surface. It has been churning since the time of medieval England and hasn't stopped for even a second. Its size is 3 times larger than Earth. You could fit our entire planet inside it, and it wouldn't even cause a ripple. But that's still not the most frightening part. In 1979, when Voyager 1 flew past Jupiter, the moment it entered the planet's magnetic field, every instrument on board began malfunctioning at once. The screens went black, the signals turned chaotic, as if something inside was waiting for it, blinding its eyes one by one. Scientists stared at the data for a long time. No one spoke, and yet, Jupiter doesn't need to do anything to you. It simply exists there, quietly shielding Earth from asteroid impacts for 4.6 billion years. After running the numbers, astronomers fell silent for a long time, and then said one thing. Without Jupiter, you, sitting here watching this right now, would not exist. But do you know what's most ironic? Jupiter wasn't a guardian in the beginning. It was a ruthless butcher. 4.6 billion years ago, when the solar system had just formed, everything was like a boiling, chaotic cosmic soup. Countless planetary embryos were slowly coming together. At that time, Jupiter had just finished growing, fully formed, with a mass 318 times that of Earth. And then it did something no one expected. It started rushing straight toward the Sunday. Wherever it went, nothing survived. Any celestial body that stood in its way was torn apart by its immense gravity. Even Mars, which was still forming at the time, couldn't escape. Later, through computer simulations, scientists discovered something shocking. If Jupiter had never intruded, Mars could have been at least 10 times more massive than it is today. It might have had a much stronger magnetic field, capable of holding onto a thick atmosphere and vast blue oceans. It might even have developed life earlier than Earth. But Jupiter came like a cosmic vacuum cleaner. It swept away 90% of the building materials around Mars and swallowed them. Mars was forever frozen into a world, only 1/10 the size of Earth, a barren desert. Its magnetic field collapsed, its atmosphere escaped, its oceans vanished, and it became the rust-colored, lifeless planet we see today. And Jupiter still didn't stop. It continued charging into the inner solar system. If nothing had stopped it, Earth would have had only 2 choices. Either be captured by its gravity and turned into one of its moons, or be flung out of the solar system, drifting alone in eternal darkness. At that time, Earth had no power to resist. It could only watch as this giant beast drew closer and closer. Then, a miracle happened. Saturn formed at the critical moment. Its gravity entered into a strange resonance with Jupiter, like 2 fully drawn bowstrings pulling at the same time, forcefully halting Jupiter's deadly charge. Then Uranus and Neptune joined in. The 4 giant planets worked together and kicked Jupiter back into the outer solar system. From that moment on, this former butcher transformed into the solar system's most loyal guardian. But the most absurd part of the story is this. The catastrophe Jupiter caused accidentally saved Earth. When it was pushed back, the violent gravitational disturbances it created hurled countless icy bodies from the outer solar system into the inner regions. These ice-rich objects slammed into the young Earth like bullets, bombarding it for millions of years. It sounds like a disaster. But later, scientists analyzed the isotopes in Earth's ocean water and found that more than 60% of it carries the unique signature of outer solar system ice. Without Jupiter's violent migration back then, there would have been no delivery of this water. Without water, there would be no oceans. Without oceans, no life. And without life, there would be no you watching this right now. So in the end, Jupiter is both the executioner that destroyed Mars and the midwife that made life on Earth possible. There is no greater irony in the universe than this. But this still isn't the end. Jupiter's story is far stranger than you can imagine. In 2016, humanity sent a probe called Juno on a journey to Jupiter. After 5 years of travel, covering 1.7 billion kilometers, it finally arrived. And the mission scientists gave it can be summed up in 4 words. Fly right in its face. Every 53 days, Juno dives toward the top of Jupiter's clouds. How close does it get? At its nearest, just 5,000 kilometers away. For a planet with a diameter of 140,000 kilometers, that's basically skimming its skin. But the cost of this kind of flight is brutal. Jupiter's magnetic field is 20,000 times stronger than Earth's. Its radiation belts stretch across 130 million kilometers, longer than the distance from Earth to the Sunday. Any unprotected spacecraft entering that region would have its electronics fried within seconds. The only reason Juno is still alive is because it was built like a space tank. Its core components are sealed inside 180 kilograms of titanium shielding. Even so, every close pass exposes it to radiation equivalent to taking 1 million X-ray scans at once. It is trading its own life to bring back data from the deepest parts of Jupiter. And what it sent back shocked scientists. Everyone had assumed that deep inside Jupiter, there would be a solid, rock-like core, something structured and clearly defined, like Earth's. But Juno's measurements revealed something completely different. Jupiter's core is diffuse, more like a fluid mixture. Metallic hydrogen and heavier elements are blended together, with no clear boundary at all. It's like a pot of cosmic soup, completely stirred up. This core has a mass equal to 5 to 15 Earths, yet it's spread out over a region, dozens of times larger than Earth itself. No one knows how this formed, and no existing theory can fully explain this structure. which means everything humanity thought it knew about gas giants may have to be rewritten from scratch. And then something even stranger appears at Jupiter's poles. When Juno flew over the North Pole, it sent back an image that left the entire astronomical community in silence. 6 to 8 gigantic cyclones, each larger than Earth, were arranged in a perfect polygon around a central storm. They have maintained this formation for years, rotating in place, neither dispersing nor merging, as if performing some kind of ritual we can never understand. No other planet in the solar system has ever shown a structure like this. To this day, scientists cannot explain what force is maintaining this invisible order. Some have even joked that Jupiter seems to be sending signals into the universe in a language we cannot comprehend. Then there is that world-famous red eye, the Great Red Spot, a superstorm that has been raging for at least 300 years. Its wind speeds exceed 600 kilometers per hour. Its depth goes beyond 300 kilometers, about 50 times deeper than the deepest parts of Earth's oceans. When astronomers first measured it precisely in 1879, its diameter was large enough to fit 3 Earths side by side. But in 2024, the Hubble Space Telescope locked onto it for 90 consecutive days, taking continuous images. What scientists saw made them gasp. The storm is trembling. At times, it is compressed, at times stretched, like a gigantic beast struggling in pain. Slowly, but unmistakably, it is changing. Even more strangely, its diameter has already shrunk to only about 1.5 times the size of Earth. Calculations show that the Great Red Spot must constantly consume smaller surrounding storms to sustain itself. If that food supply were to stop, it would completely disappear in just 950 days. After 300 years of roaring, this colossal storm may soon fall silent. And no one knows what Jupiter will become once that red eye is gone. And Jupiter's terror goes far beyond that. It has a moon called Io, the most volcanically active body in the entire solar system. In December 2023, when Juno flew past Io at an extremely close distance of just 1,500 kilometers, the images it captured stunned everyone. Hundreds of volcanoes erupting at the same time. Columns of lava shooting 400 kilometers into the sky. The entire surface painted in hellish patterns of orange, red, and black by sulfur and molten rock. Surface temperatures reach up to 1,600 degrees Celsius, hotter than the melting point of steel. And the cause of all this is Jupiter itself. Its gravity acts like an invisible giant hand, constantly pulling and needing Io just trust. The friction generates immense heat, keeping its interior in a permanent molten state, forever burning, never able to cool. What's worse, the material ejected from Io is captured by Jupiter's magnetic field, becoming part of its radiation belts only to be hurled back again, bombarding Io in return. It's a death cycle with no end, and it has lasted for billions of years. But right next to Io lies an even more mysterious world, a moon that has excited scientists for decades. Europa. Its surface is covered by an ice shell up to 30 kilometers thick. Cold, lifeless, at least on the outside. But beneath that ice may lie one of the greatest secrets in the solar system. By analyzing data from the Hubble Space Telescope, scientists are now almost certain that beneath the eternal darkness lies a vast ocean of liquid water, containing more water than all of Earth's oceans combined. Europa's icy surface is crisscrossed with mysterious reddish-brown streaks. Some scientists speculate that these markings could be chemical traces, left by deep-sea microorganisms. Not rock, not minerals, but life. If this hypothesis is confirmed, this small moon orbiting Jupiter may become humanity's first discovery of extraterrestrial life. Because of this, around 2030, 2 spacecrafts will arrive in the Jovian system, one from the European Space Agency and one from NASA. Their mission, to penetrate Europa's icy shell and find out what truly exists in that dark ocean. And when you look up at the night sky and see that bright point of light, remember, it is not just a planet. It is a butcher and a guardian. It destroyed Mars, and yet made your existence possible. It has raged with storms for 300 years, yet silently protected Earth for 4.6 billion years. And at this very moment, it is watching our world with that giant red eye. Quietly, as if guarding. Or perhaps waiting. Waiting for what? No one knows.